Hey guys, it's Rachel from Desert Blossom Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Today I get to share a really cute ornament crochet pattern, yet another one, a mini crocheted hat. This little guy is so cute and super easy to make. We're using the same techniques we use for a bigger beanie, but just scaled down a whole lot, and we'll make this cute brim and then of course the hat on top of it. So let's get right into this tutorial and all the pattern information that goes along with it. First of all, if you would like to follow along with the written pattern, you have a few different options to check out. There is a free blog version of the pattern as well as an ebook of 11 ornament crochet patterns that is the printable ad-free option. The links to that will be down in the description box along with more information. When you click on them, it will explain everything. I do recommend following along with the written pattern in some way. It just helps so you can see everything written down and also see me putting it into action as well. Now, as far as materials go, there is a lot of freedom. For this hat, I used worsted weight yarn for the brim, Lion Brand Heartland, and then I used sport weight yarn for the actual beanie, We Crochet Brava Sport yarn. I really like both of those yarns. The sport is a little bit of a heavier sport. I wouldn't recommend doing a super lightweight sport yarn. I do find that Brava is a little bit thicker than other sport yarns I have used. So really, you can feel free to experiment with yarn. You can try using both worsted weights, both lighter weights. If you do go with two different weights, I recommend doing the heavier one for the brim. I think it looks better if the brim is a little bit chunky and then the beanie is not. You can also choose whether you want to do two different yarns if you'd like. You can also just do one color for the whole thing, but in this tutorial I'm going to be using Heartland again in gray for the brim, and then I'm going to use Brava again for the beanie section. To get started, make a slip knot with your brim yarn, the yarn you've chosen for that. And then you're also, I forgot to mention this before, you're going to need a 4mm or G crochet hook. So grab that, and we're going to start with the ribbing. So go ahead and chain 5. Half double crochet in the second chain from your hook, and half double crochet in the next 3 chains. So we're going to be working back and forth in a rectangle of half double crochet ribbing. So there is row 1. Rows 2 through 9 are going to be exactly the same. Chain 1, this chain will never count as a stitch, turn, and half double crochet in the back loop of the first stitch, along with the back loop of the next 3 stitches as well. 2 and 3. So that's what it's going to start to look like with the back loop. We get that nice ribbed look. Let's do that one more time. Here's the back loop. Make a half double crochet, and as you continue going, the back loop is always going to be right there. 3 and 4. So go ahead and repeat that until you have 9 rows total. So here are my 9 rows done. To make this into the actual ribbing of the hat, we're going to fold it in half and just slip stitch these ends together. So just take both ends, insert into the stitch you just made, and then insert into the chain row of the other side, and make a slip stitch. And we're just going to do that across. So here's the second one. Third one. And one more. Insert into that last one and the corner of the other side. And you just want to make these slip stitches look kind of natural because it does kind of blend in with the rest of the ribbing, so you don't want them to be too tight or anything. Now at this point, if you're doing a 2-colored hat like me, you can fasten off this yarn, or if you're doing a 1-colored hat, you'll just do the next round directly from where you are now. So here I've made a slip knot with my second yarn. I'm going to grab my ribbing and just start by making a single crochet about where I left off with the other color, just by the knot. grab your working yarn, and here is our first single crochet. Now we're going to work in rounds all the way around this, and we're going to do 15 single crochets around. And you just want to space them out as evenly as you can. I know some people like to make this part look really nice, but I have a secret to tell you. We are going to fold up the brim at the end, so this can really look as messy as you want it to. You just don't have to worry about it, is what I'm trying to say, because we're going to fold this up and it won't even be visible. So here's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, just space them out as best as you can, 12, 13, now I just have 2 left, 14, and 15, and then we are actually not going to join at the end of this round. We're going to be working in continuous rounds, so instead just put a stitch marker in this stitch right here. I'm going to use just the end of this ribbing because it works, and then I'll know where the end is as we work in our continuous rounds. So the next 6 rounds are extremely easy. We're just going to work even single crochet all the way around. So I'm just going to go and start going in this first single crochet with a single crochet, and I'm just going to start working my way all the way around. So you should always have 15 single crochet when you get to the end. You can always count just to make sure you didn't miss anything. And then when you get to the very end, you will want to move up the stitch marker so you don't lose track of where that last stitch is. So here I'm coming to the end. This is my stitch marker. So I'm going to go into that stitch, and that is now my new last stitch. So I'll pull that out and put it into this one. So just repeat that until you have 7 rounds total starting from this first round. Alright, so here are my 7 rounds. Now I know at this point it looks a little bit like it's way too long for the hat, but you're going to have to trust me on this. When we finish and fold up the ribbing, it's going to look amazing. So we just have 2 more rounds to do. I still have my stitch marker here, and what I'm going to do is make a decrease to start out. So we're going to single crochet 2 together. So insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you'll have 3 loops on your hook and pull through. That's a simple single crochet 2 together decrease. Now single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and we're going to repeat that sequence of stitches a few more times until we get all the way back around. So decrease, single crochet 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and we should just do that one more time. So decrease, and single crochet 3 times, and that will bring us back to where our stitch marker is. So now I'm going to move this up. For our last round, we're going to do something pretty similar. We're going to single crochet 2 together at the beginning again. Now this time we're just going to do 2 single crochets in between each decrease. So 1, 2, single crochet 2 together, and 1, 2. Now I do like to keep my middle finger down in this hole because it helps me keep track of where I'm at in the round as it gets smaller and smaller. So 1 more decrease, and now we're just about back at that stitch marker. We're just going to do 2 more single crochet, and that is it. So at this point we just have some finishing steps to do. To finish this up, just do a slip stitch in that next stitch just to kind of close everything off, and then cut your yarn and fasten it off. You can take out your stitch marker, and the last thing we need to do is sew around these stitches. So here I've threaded my yarn needle, and to finish this up, all I'm going to do is just start going back and forth between all of these stitches. So I'm going through this way, and then back through this way, all the way till I get to the end. So here I've come pretty close to the end. And once you get back to the beginning, you can just tighten it all up, and that will cinch it up perfectly. And then from this point, I recommend just tying it in a knot. So I make a loop like this, come back through the back of it and pull it tight. And then you can weave in this end, or you can attach a hanger directly from this end. I do have a tutorial on how to do that. I will put the video in the cards, as well as at the end of this video I'll put it down here so you can click directly on it. But once you do that, now it's time to see the hat transform. So just grab the ribbing, pull it up like this, and you will see now what I mean when I say it is the perfect height. And it also doesn't matter about these stitches we did around the ribbing originally, because they're all just hidden. So there is your finished hat. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and come subscribe if you want more ornament patterns. I have a bunch more and they're all really cute. I even have some other mini ones, like a mini mittens ornament and a mini scarf ornament. So I hope you'll check those out, and I would love to see you around the channel more as I release new things weekly. Thanks for watching. Bye!